Oh, here we go. Before Captain America did it. That's great. Show him wiggling again.
What a shot.
Wiggle. Aww.
Like they're posing.
Yeah. They're friends now.
Yay. So the Incredible Hulk, we all know him. He's a big green monster. Bruce Banner is a mild-mannered scientist, but when he gets angry, he turns into Hulk, Green Giant, who can just obliterate everything.
Yes.
And he's been in a lot of movies, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Usually when he's alone, it doesn't, but when he has his friends, it works pretty neatly. In the 70s, he had a really popular show called The Incredible Hulk, one of the most successful superhero TV shows of all time. That's probably fair to say.
It was very popular. It was part of the pop culture consciousness.
Bill Bixby played Bruce Banner. I'm sorry, not Bruce Banner, because the name Bruce, that's a gay name, because this was the peak of fear of Batman being gay.
Yes.
So in order to not associate with that, they changed his name from Bruce, the gayest name ever, to David Banner, because there's nothing more manly than a David.
The show ran from late 70s, 1978 to 1982.
The show had been off the air for 8 years, and then in 1988, they made this TV movie, The Return of the Incredible Hulk, which we watched today, and let me tell you, it's an interesting TV movie.
It's something.
It's quite something, yeah.
You people don't know who you're picking on here, buddy. You're the one you can push around, man. I tell you, there's gonna be more cops here. Shut up, you're gonna die!
Oh shit!
Whoa.
That guy's fucking dead.
Yeah.
He got shot right in the heart. Or not? Now he's
Yeah, I
fighting.
guess he's fine.
He's fine.
All of them go, scramble over to the street, need my running around your crush.
Da-na-na! Just sit
Wow, that was weird. I guess the whole TV show ended with him going into hiding, and this is him resurging. He joins this research clinic under a very clever fake name, David Banyan. Great fake name. No
Yes.
one will ever suspect. Banner, Banyan, so different.
Who could tell?
He joins this research clinic because they have this device that uses gamma rays, and he wants to use it to cure himself because he
Yes.
doesn't want to be Hulk anymore. Because that's always the plot of Hulk. Banner doesn't want to be Hulk anymore, but he has to be.
He's settled down too, right? He's
got like a girlfriend.
but he says he hasn't turned into the Hulk in 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. So he's in remission anyway, and this is his chance to cure it for good. But then one night when he's setting up at the lab and preparing to do the experiment, and
Which is a very dramatic scene. You can tell by the music.
oh yes.
It's putting a CD in. Dramatic.
Incredibly dramatic.
So then one guy standing in a computer room talking into a tape recorder, and it's like the most epic music
Well, yeah,
ever. I mean, look at how that's glowing.
they got to say this is exciting somehow.
He gets interrupted.
Yes, by Dr. Donald Blake, who I was saying is actually a character from the comics that didn't make it into the Thor movies or anything.
He was a student of Banner.
Yes. He was Banner's student. He somehow tracks him down, probably because his fake identity is so bad.
Yeah, probably because David Banyan, that's probably him.
Yes. So he breaks into his lab in the middle of the night. He catches Banner about to do the experiment to turn himself not into the Incredible Hulk. And he stops it. Because he's like, whoa, I don't know if you're like trying to kill yourself or whatever, but I gotta talk. The whole reason he's here is because he took a trip to Scandinavia and disturbed an ancient Viking tomb and found the remains of Thor and found Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, which lets him summon Thor like a Pokemon.
This is what you want. This is the only way that you're going to believe me. You ready?
This little guy screaming Odin. Are you ready for the best Thor design ever?
I am. Yay! He's a character who is from Thor's origin, and originally it was a thing where him and Thor shared the same body.
Yes.
Shazam style.
Yes, Donald Blake was a physically frail doctor, and he'd tap his cane on the ground and turn into Thor with Mjolnir.
The current Thor story lore is that Thor is just a god from Asgard and he's his own being.
Exactly.
This is like in between those two, like trying to do that transition. So it's like he's a separate being from this guy, but he's like spiritually connected to him. The whole thing is just way too complicated to follow. Like he's a ghost or a spirit.
No. They say he's not a ghost or spirit.
Oh, he's not.
They emphasize that. Because it's like, yeah, no, he's not a ghost or anything. He's real. He's flesh and blood.
This Thor is pretty glorious.
I like this Thor.
This Thor is very good. He's true to the Thor from the comics, and he's just a total dick. But he doesn't mean like any harm or bad. He's just like that.
He's just a big stupid meathead who wants to drink and fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't actually mean to cause trouble, but he doesn't really care if he does because it means he gets to fight.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much like the original Thor.
Yeah. He's kind of a dick when he first shows up.
Yeah, he immediately is like, I want a drink. And he like rips the panels of a computer because I guess he thinks there's drinks in there.
He thinks it's a fridge or a vending machine.
First things first.
What are you doing?
Thirsty.
What are you doing?
I'm thirsty.
Don't let him touch the channel! Make him stop!
You maniac, hold it for a second!
Drink. Is there nothing to drink in this alchemist's den?
I seriously doubt it.
I must not lose control.
David, he's harmless.
Go away. Leave me alone, please. You just don't understand. You don't know what could happen. Please.
Go away.
Don't push him.
Leave you be, eh?
What a
Sounds
dick!
like insult and hospitality.
What are you doing?
An insult
Thor?
is something I can
Yeah!
I mean, that's accurate. Thor's a dick.
He's a really big dick.
Damn it!
Leave me.
Wow!
Okay, this got good. And he gets electrocuted so hard that he becomes the Hulk.
Yes.
It's pretty good. And what ensues is a fight between Hulk and Thor that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's a little silly at times, the way it's shot, but it's pretty fun. It's it's on par with their fight in Thor Ragnarok. Hulk ends up running away. And then the next morning, Thor like finds David Banner just back to normal, and he just goes up to him, just dressed like a surfer, and he's just like, "Come with me." In this research company that Banner has joined, there's this business guy and his number 2. And they work at the company, and they're planning an evil thing where they're gonna steal the device that Banner is trying to use to become cured. They want to steal that for some reason.
The gamma transponder.
Yes.
Yes. They don't say why. It's all very vague, generic. Oh, the contract stuff.
Donald goes actually back to his place.
Oh, that's right.
He summons Thor to ask him questions. And Thor is like, "Sure, I'll answer your questions, but first I want to go out drinking and hook up with some chicks and just have fun. Just let me have fun."
Yes.
And what follows is probably the best scene in the whole thing, where Thor and Donald go to a biker bar. I want to fuck both of them.
I get to harass women and fight men. This is where you take Thor, though. Like, that's a good decision. This makes sense.
Banner goes back to the research building because
Yes.
I guess he wants to still work on that whole being cured thing. And as soon as he's going in, this group of guys that were sent by evil business guy are breaking into the building, and they have guns.
They're disguised as cops.
Yes. Obviously, since that happens, the Banner gets all pissed and turns into the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
And he fights them there.
Yes.
He throws them around.
Yes.
Because that's what this version of Hulk does. He just picks up people and just throws them.
He throws them. It's a terrifying display of strength.
Yes. And these guys are like running out of the building away from Hulk. And one of the guys is so scared that he just runs and then jumps ahead into the ground for no reason.
Oh, yeah, he somersaults.
Yeah.
And then the Hulk picks him up and throws him into the getaway truck.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'll help you get away.
Thanks, buddy.
The bad guys decide to follow Banner either because they know he's related to Hulk or they know he's related to the gamma transponder.
But yeah, so he's standing in front of the house having a talk about, no, I'm not going to tell you what's going on. I can't explain last night. And then he's attacked by a helicopter.
Yes, which shoots his girl with a tranquilizer.
Like this big.
Yeah, and she falls unconscious. And he, of course, gets so stressed that he becomes Hulk. And then Thor shows up, just like running in like a pond.
Oh, yeah, he's charging across the water.
Yeah, he's like, oh! The bad guys get Mary Sue into the helicopter, and the helicopter starts to take off, and Hulk and Thor just hang into the sides of the helicopter as it's leaving.
You get this really cool close-up shot where, like, their muscles are bulging, and it's intense and dramatic, and then they cut to this wide shot where they're just kind of dangling around.
Yeah. Now, modern Hulk and Thor would have no issue bringing down a helicopter with their fingers.
Hulk would just grab part of it and...
Yeah, but these are less powerful versions of the character, so yeah, they can't. They can't stop it, and the helicopter flies away, and they just kind of flex while screaming. So Donald, Thor, and David are trying to hatch a plan about how to go about rescuing her. And meanwhile, this journalist dude shows up at their place. Luckily, Thor is there, just wearing nothing but a towel.
Yes.
They send Thor to talk to the journalist guy just to intimidate him.
I'm looking for a man who
You have found one.
yeah, but this is a particular man.
Oh, I am a particular man.
Named,
Especially about
Banyan.
those I speak with.
It's,
and I do not like your face.
D.
You look like a rat-tailed Saxon to me, or a thieving Celt.
So I just came up looking for this Banyan.
Well, then you have found him, Mushspine. I am Banyan.
You're Banyan. Well, I don't,
That was a good scene.
Yes, it's a very good scene. But yeah, basically the good guys decide, yeah, we're just gonna go into the building they're holding Mary Sue and rescue her.
Yeah.
They get there, and We have this glorious sequence in which Hulk, Thor, and Donald just murder so many henchmen.
Oh, that guy's dead. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Those guys are salsa.
Their insides are liquefied.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit. That guy's dead.
Yeah.
That guy's actually dead.
No, all of these people are dead.
I thought they were trying to play off the other ones as still alive, but no, that guy's dead. The bad guy runs like 10 feet outside, and the Hulk bursts out into view in front of his wife, and then the Hulk does his favorite move.
Yeah, he grabs a metal pipe and just bends him around the bad guy and has him hanging.
Yep.
And even though they murdered all of his henchmen, they let him live.
Well, actually, if you hung someone up like that, constricted by the chest and hanging by their full weight, you'd probably crucify them and they'd choke to death very horribly.
Okay, he deserved that.
So it was a happy ending.
Yeah.
The day is saved, but David Bruce Banner must be a lonely man. He can't
have a relationship.
Yeah, because danger follows him, and he can't let anyone else be hurt by the monster, blah, blah, blah.
Before we get to the ending, we get this glorious shot
God.
of Thor running in the beach with a dog in slow-mo, and it's so fucking good. Ah! Yay!
That's great! Thor dog! Look how happy they are.
That shot right there was better than Thor: The Dark World. So, Roman, would you recommend The Incredible Hulk Returns?
You know what? I would, and I'm actually surprised. Let me preface this by saying there's a lot of boring stuff in this movie, but it's fun. There's scenes that work. Thor is a great actor. It's weird and campy enough to be interesting, while also genuinely enjoyable in the way it was intended to be.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. The Incredible Hulk TV show is an important part of TV history and superhero history, and I think if you watch this you can get a good sense as to why, because while it does have a lot of the dated tropes of a lot of the TV from this era, the stuff about it that's good is really good.
Yes.
It's fun, and yeah, it was just a good old time, so if you can find it, give it a watch. Like the recent movie Thor Ragnarok, this is a Hulk and Thor story.
Yeah.
And there are parts in this that reminded me of that. And yeah, why I think it's a good idea to end this episode with a little bit of Led Zeppelin.